This is part 1 of Canada and Mexico. Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is the best known group of waterfalls in North America and quite possibly the world. Tourists have flocked here for more than a century to take in the overpowering sights and sounds of water in motion as it courses over ancient rock. Niagara Falls is where Lake Erie drains into the Niagara River, Lake Ontario, and beyond. The falls were born about 10,000 years ago, when a slow-moving glacier dammed the river's route and forced it over the low point in the area, a north-facing cliff. Niagara Falls actually consists of 3 splendid waterfalls on the Niagara River: Horseshoe Falls in southeastern Ontario, also called Canadian Falls, the largest of the 3, at 177 feet in height and 2,200 feet wide; American Falls in New York; Bridal Veil Falls in New York. More than 6 million cubic feet of water pour over these 3 falls every minute, making for the most powerful group of waterfalls in North America. For an up-close view of all this water, take a boat ride on the Maid of the Mist tour. These brawny boats take you through the churning waters around the American Falls to the foot of Horseshoe Falls, and don't miss seeing Niagara Falls at night when spotlights bathe the water in ever-changing colors. The light catches the mist, giving the entire area an otherworldly glow. Like all things, Niagara Falls is temporary. The falls have moved several miles southward during the past 200 years due to erosion, and a rock slide in 1954 altered the flow of the American Falls forever. I mean, that's just nature, but that's kind of unfortunate that, the falls moved. But it's just nature. There's another of the falls. It's gonna happen. Banff. Perched at the gateway to the Canadian Rockies and about 80 miles from Calgary, the little town of Banff, population 8,200, Alberta, is known to some as the hiking, horseback riding, skiing, mineral springs soaking, snowboarding capital of Canada. At an elevation of 4,537 feet, Banff is the highest town in the country. The spectacular region rewards visitors with ice walks, snowshoeing, snowmobiling, dog sledding, and sleigh rides in the winter, and hiking and rafting in the summer. The town marks the entry to Banff National Park, Canada's first national park. Mount Forbes is a spectacle here, reaching 11,850 feet. More than 4 million people visit Banff National Park each year. The mild summers make July and August prime time for tourists. In the northwest corner of Banff is Castle Guard Cave, part of the longest cave system in Canada. There's a picture of the mountain. Lake Louise. Snow-capped mountain peaks and formidable glaciers cradle Lake Louise emerald depths in a natural icy amphitheater. Situated in Banff National Park, it offers one of the most breathtaking views in the world and is a popular vacation site. Lake Louise is a diamond in the wilderness, and its crystal-clear waters, glaciers, and waterfalls make it Canada's most famous lake. Tea time amid the splendor of Banff National Park awaits those who make the 4.5-mile round trip hike along Lake Angus Trail, which begins at the shores of Lake Louise. The trail leads you through a magnificent old-growth forest, past Mirror Lake and Bridal Veil Falls, a different falls from what converges at Niagara, before reaching the Lake Agnes Tea House. I don't know why I'm so bad at saying Niagara when it's not followed by falls. I really need to work on that. But this lake looks super pretty. Prince Edward Island. Pastoral Prince Edward Island is Canada's smallest province. Ringed by sandy beaches, the island's quiet countryside features gentle rolling hills and scenic farms. It was home to author Lacey Maud Montgomery and served as the setting for her popular Anne of Green Gables book series. First, pay a visit to Avalon Village, which creates a turn-of-the-century island setting. The Anne of Green Gables Museum is a popular attraction, as is the musical based on the book. But even if you haven't read Anne of Green Gables, you'll still enjoy a visit to the island. Visitors seeking outdoor adventures can take harbor tours or go seal watching, kayaking, deep-sea fishing, or canoeing. There are trails to hike, clams to dig, lighthouses to climb, and beaches to explore. I'm going to be entirely honest. I often think that authors don't take anything from real life if it's a fiction book, because that's kind of how they teach you it. So I didn't know that Anne of Green Gables was based on a real place, but that's super interesting. Capobella Island. Capobella Island lies off the rugged northeast coast of Maine at the mouth of the Bay of Fundy. Discovered by French explorers around 1607, the island's main industry is fishing. Locals harvest lobster, scallops, sea urchins, clams, herring, cod, mackerel, and pen-raised salmon. The island has also enticed tourists. Beginning in the 1880s, Capobella Island was promoted as a summer resort and visited by many well-to-do families. In 1881, James Roosevelt and a group of business people from New York and Boston formed the Capobella Company, bought property on the island, and built luxury hotels. Roosevelt brought his wife Sarah and infant son Franklin to Campobello in 1883. Today, a joint U.S.-Canada commission administers the 2,800-acre Roosevelt Campobello International Park. The park welcomes more than 100,000 visitors each year who come to see its historic cottages, flower gardens, and beaches, and to stroll its quiet trails. Originally a getaway for the Roosevelt family, Campobello Island is now an international park managed in concert by the United States and Canada. That's super cool that it's managed by both of them, and that it's an international island. I like it when countries can share things. It's a lot better.